Hello, this is Dr. K, and now that we've talked a lot about the science and the neurology, and we've made it simple for simple steps, like you don't need to be a neurologist or a physiologist to know how to do these things. This is a combination of simple things that you can do, and whether you're using this to calm an anxiety attack or to help your body when you're in a depressed state, or if you're feeling really nervous about the state of affairs in yourself or your world, what it all comes down to, again, what I'm really all about is us getting in connection with ourselves. Because the thing that makes people get on this table back here is usually that we're disconnected from ourselves. We're doing jobs we don't love. We're in relationships we don't want to be in because we don't want to speak our voice. We're very frustrated. We don't seem seen, felt, or heard by our mother and father because, we can't use our voice. And so, this is not woo-woo. This is a real thing. This is real reality, and medicine doesn't understand it yet. What they use and what I use is I look at numbers on a chart and I look at, diagrams and all the blood and the hormone and all these things, but we use it in a different way because we realize that there's a combination between the stress in your life, like Harvard Medical Journal says that 80% of all things that take people into hospitals and doctors' offices are stress. But what is stress? Stress is resistance. Plain and simple. It's a resistance to what is. Because guess what? The bird is going to poop on your car today. You're probably going to trip over the dog and stub your toe. Life is life. If you get a rose and you give it to your loved one, she may prick her finger on the thorn. You can lay it out in the sunny day, or you can be out in the sun too long and it will kill you. You can drink water or you can drown in it. It's just the way that the whole system is rigged. So stress is resistance. It's plain and simple. It's resistance to what is. And I lived my life I can say this because I lived in a lot of resistance. I lived in a lot of stress. I was always trying to control things because I felt out of control. I was trying to micromanage things because I felt like I didn't have any impact. And this caused my whole body to be in a state of anxiety and exhaustion where I was in, hospitals for extreme anxiety disorders. It was so embarrassing. My heart was freaking out and my hair was falling out. I mean, I was 18. I couldn't get out of bed for 2 years. Because of that, I exhausted my endocrine system and my adrenal system and ended up with adrenal fatigue and failure. I ended up with fibromyalgia. My whole body hurt. I had chronic fatigue. These diagnoses are very big box diagnoses where they just throw a bunch of symptoms into a bag and say, this is what you got. Well, we got some drugs for you, blah, 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 but not the red pill. Let's give you blue, pink, and purple. Let's not go into the red hues to actually have you fix the cause. And I say that jokingly, but I'm not joking. I'm serious about this. This is your life. This is your child's life. This was my life. And I literally almost shot myself. And I'm not kidding you, at 18, I was so desperate. And that's when I met one of my mentors that actually pushed me into this path because he fixed me in 3 weeks. I was like, whoa, this is 2 years I laid in bed. And so stress is resistance. So I want to talk to you now a little bit about how to release resistance. Resistance to what is. Oh, my girlfriend did this, or oh, life is doing that, or the government's doing this. What I want you to do, okay? We're going to change direction now a little bit, or we're going to stay in the same direction. We're going to change a little bit of the hats that Dr. K wears. I wear a Dr. K hat. I'm going to throw that off right now. Right now, we're about getting in connection with ourselves, right? So what we're going to do now is, what I want you to do, this is how this works. And whether you're driving or not right now will depend on how you do this. But typically what you would do is you would get quiet, you would take some deep breaths, you would do that neurological, the parasympathetic upregulation technology that I showed you a moment ago. That's so simple, so easy, just like this. It will drop you into that parasympathetic tone where you feel like, whoa, I feel way more relaxed already. Now, from here, you can use binaural beat, which is a frequency, right? And ones you really want is alpha theta brainwave, or gamma possibly. But these are brainwaves that help your body really, really relax, right? Doing meditation is very powerful to do so. Meditation, there's many forms. I'm not going to talk about meditation directly today. We're going to talk about a different way of going about it, which is a resistance release, right? You could do breath work. There's 9 breath, and there's 7 breath, and there's Wim Hof, and there's holotropic, and there's breath work courses. I mean, it's infinite. I'm not going to tell you about that because these things, pretty common stuff you already know. So I want to talk a little bit more now about do that neurological upregulation where you feel more calm in your body. Maybe do a little breath work, right? Be out in nature, be laying on the earth where the Schumann resonance is very strong and powerful, which is the natural frequency of the earth. And what we're going to do is, whether you're in any of those places or not, you can release resistance while you're driving. So whether your eyes are open or closed, it doesn't matter. You're releasing the resistance to what is in your life. So what you're going to do is you're going to feel the stress, you're going to feel the thing, and you're going to notice, oh, my shoulders, my back, my torso, wherever this is, I want you to really feel the energy of it and see if you can get to an emotion of it. Really feel, what's the emotion? What's the feeling of it? And now I want you to actually open up a small, short conversation with it. It's very simple. This is where you get in connection with you. Anxiety is not you, it's you. You are anxious because you were resisting. I didn't know this when I was a kid. I was like, please make the anxiety and the depression and suicidal thoughts go away. And I didn't know what to do. But the reality is, if some beautiful doctor would have just said, hey, buddy, okay, here's the situation. You're really stressed out because you're trying to be a perfectionist because you don't feel like you got love from your parents. So you're trying to be perfect. So now you got all this stuff going on. So what you're going to do is you're going to feel the thing. You're going to see if you, I feel fearful. That, you're going to feel it. What's the emotion? You're going to ask, oh, why do you feel fearful? Oh, I just feel fearful because I'm really worried about the economy. I'm really worried about my grades. I'm really worried about my body. So I want you to really allow it to just be there. Be present to it. Let it drop in. And I want it to speak to you. Oh man, I'm really upset because of this and I'm that. And then, oh really, why are you upset? And you get in connection. This is you talking to yourself, which, by the way, long ago, I heard someone say, whatever you do, if you talk to yourself, just don't answer, because that's the sign of craziness. That is crazy, because the answer is where all the beauty is. This is you in connection with you. You don't need a priest or a political figure or somebody with a, certain costume on that tells you, don't worry, I've got it figured out, because that's not working too good right now. If you take a look, this is our time in the Renaissance for us to get into connection with us, back to where so much of where we were, but combining it with beautiful science and technology to take humanity onward and forward and not into the grave. So feeling the emotion, right? Feeling in the body, feeling in the emotion, asking it a question, letting it speak to you. Really, wow. Allow yourself to be present. Allow yourself to welcome it in and talk to you. Really share with you. And then once it's shared with you, you just allow yourself to fully feel it through your whole body. Just let it be okay. And recognize that it's teaching you something. This is the epigenetic spark in your body, just like, this event in our world right now is waking us up. The emotion, anxiety, like, oh, I hate myself, really getting in connection with you, and the anger that you have at you is an awakening, really what's happening. So you hear and you feel this, and then you just stand back and you ask yourself, is this something I want to continue to hold and carry through my lifetime, or is this something I want to let go of? I want to let go of it. Great. I'll explain how to do that in a minute. Now, if your body says, I don't want to let go of this, then oh God, I don't want to let go of it. It's going to be forever. No, just say, well, why don't you want to let go of it? It's just you having a conversation with a loved one, which is you. It's the same way you would treat, your significant other or your child. You have a conversation, and if they say, no, I'm not doing that, you don't whip them, right? Like we used to do, and then, forever, until more recent days, and it's very taboo to hit our kids, thank God. But what we want to do is we want to say, oh, really, honey, why is that? Let's listen, and I'm afraid that if I don't, try to control all this stuff in my life, that I'm not going to show up and be powerful. So, this is actually a part of you, the protector, that's trying to help you. We've got all these different parts of our persona, and they're trying to help us. But if we name them as bad, and this is why I hate myself, and I'll never forgive myself, and I have all this regret and shame, that's cool. But you're going to take it all the way to the grave. Before you get there, you're going to, develop all this chronic disease. I'm telling you, tens of thousands of patients I've seen, this is where this comes from. And I'm an expert in it because I myself hated myself. I hated my red hair. I hated my white skin. I hated the fact that I wasn't perfect and, all the things. And we're so nasty to ourselves all day internally. We make ourselves sick. Oh, really? So why don't you want to feel this? And why are you struggling with this? Oh, and then you just honor it and you ask it to sit down with you. Whatever the emotion is, honor it, let it be felt, let it be seen, let it be heard. And then again, what would it take to allow us to just let this go? We don't need to carry this. Well, I would need to know that I'm safe. I need to know that I'm, just giving you really broad concepts here. But you have this conversation, and once you can really have this conversation, it feels like really good and like, okay, I can let this go. What I want you just to do is just stand back and observe the thing. Like, man, look at me over here. I've been all, feeling this terrible thing and verklempt in my life, and it doesn't serve me. My body says it's free and safe to let it go, and it feels like it's complete. So I'm going to let it go, but I really want to determine the blessing in this. So what are you trying to teach me? Control or anger or fear? I'm trying to teach you to be at peace. I'm trying to teach you to be like the sandcastle on the beach and just surrender to the wave, because it's only coming for us, right? I'm trying to teach you to relax and let go. And so you breathe, and you just observe the thing falling off into the earth, blowing off into the clouds, whatever it is for you that feels most natural, and just let it go. And then what you do is you're going to bring it back in. You're going to bring back the energy now of whatever the gift. Oh, the gift is to surrender. The gift is love. The gift is forgiveness. You want to feel that, right? You're going to feel that in your body, and you're going to allow yourself to really feel, gosh, I feel so much love and surrender. And this seems so silly. This seems so like, okay. But it's this war that we have with ourselves that has kept us at war and from listening to our intuition. It's the rock in your shoe. It's at the base of your shoe, and everything. Oh, my back hurts, doc. Oh, my diaphragm is really weird. I'm feeling really stressed, because your whole body is stressed, because this tiny little thing that doesn't show up on a blood test is at the bottom of all of it. And that's crazy talk. So what we're doing is we're getting to the bottom of it here and saying the core is recognizing where we are in the world, the fact that you play an integral part and that we need you in the world, the fact that our nervous system is overstimulated because of all the information, the fact that we don't know that our stress is really just resistance, the fact that we can release this resistance. And now that we're through some of this, we can start to talk about more and more of the really fun stuff about how you can work with your consciousness, with your ability to listen to your intuition, take action, and bring what you're here to bring, your real mission, not your shadow career, but your mission to the world. Because that's, I think, the only thing that humanity has right now is the ability to bring our newness, all of it, the new renaissance of math, science, and art, in a way that's very heart-led and heart-directed. So I'm going to be sharing more in future videos, and I hope this was very helpful to begin. And please reach out if you want support. Please reach out if you want to join one of the group classes or want to do some one-on-one work. I'd love to help you. I've worked with tens of thousands of people now, and this is my total hell yes. It's my passion, because it's not just about fixing broken things. It's about getting to the root core and cause of what is going on in your body and your nervous system, but your spirit. And then you will change. You'll be lighter and happier and freer. And then your children change, and they're lighter and happier. And your happy wife, happy life, that kind of thing. Your husband changes, And then the world is just becoming a better place. And this is how I make my ripple impact, by catalyzing and calling forth your greatness.